I bring you greetings from the Second Baptist Church of Fairfield, Kentucky, where our esteemed pastor is the Reverend Dr. Calvin R. Holloway. I'm the assistant pastor, Sean Stinson. Um, want to take this time out to thank God for this opportunity. Let you know that this is a pre-recorded Bible study session. Um, we're going to cover our text coming from our Sunday school lesson. I encourage many of you and all of you to attend Sunday school if you are not already attending Sunday school. Our text will be coming out of Joshua chapter 2, verses 3. Um, Joshua chapter 2, verses 1 through 9, and then verse 15 and 16, and then verses 22 through 24. This is how our Sunday school lesson is broken up, um, covering a topic, a specific topic on God showing God's protection, or God showing protection, or God using non-believers for his purpose. We know that God is able to use anybody for his glory and to fulfill his plan that he has for our lives and the lives that we are connected to. I'll read that passage of scripture coming out of the New Living Translation. Then Joshua secretly sent out two spies from the Israelite camp at the Israelite camp at Acacia Grove. He instructed them scout out the land on the other side of the Jordan River, especially around Jericho. So the two men set out and came to the house of a prostitute named Rahab and stayed there that night. But someone told the king of Jericho, some Israelites have come here tonight to spy out the land. So the king of Jericho sent orders to Rahab, bring out the men who have come into your house, for they have come here to spy out the whole land. Rahab had hidden the two men, but she replied, yes, the men were here earlier, but I did not know where they were from. They left the town at dusk as the gates were about to close. I do not know where they went. If you hurry, you can probably catch up with them. Actually, she had taken them up to the roof and hidden them beneath bundles of flax she had laid out. So the king's men went looking for the spies along the road that led to the shadow crossings of the Jordan River. As soon as the king's men had left, the gate of Jericho was shut. Before the spies went to sleep that night, Rahab went up to the roof to talk to them. Verse 9, I know the Lord has given you this land. She told them, we are all afraid of you. Everyone in the land is living in terror. Then we're going to jump down to verse 15 and 16. Then, since Rahab's house was built into the town wall, she let them down by a rope through the window. Escape to the hill country, she told them. Hide there for 3 days from the men searching for you. Then, when they have returned, you can go your own way. And then verses 22 through 24 reads, the spies went up into the hill country and stayed there 3 days. The men who were chasing them searched everywhere along the road, but they finally returned without success. Then the two spies came down from the hill country, crossed the Jordan River, and reported to Joshua all that had happened to them. Verse 24, the Lord has given us the whole land, they said, for all the people in the land are terrified of us. So here we have in our passage of scripture a story of two spies that were from the children of Israel, from the tribe or the people of the Israelites, whichever way you want to call that. Um, in this passage of scripture, we see how God is using Rahab, even though she lied, even though she was not honest, her intentions were to protect the two spies because she knew that there was something different about them. She knew that God had a plan to destroy Jericho, because the text reminds of that. And yes, I understand lying is something we should not engage in this particular situation. And I'm not condoning or encouraging people to lie to cover up. But this was used, this lie, this fable, this untruth that Rahab used to tell the soldiers of Jericho that these two spies that came to live with her had been there, but they were gone, even though they were hidden under some flax uh, up on her roof. And so here we know that God will use anybody to get a job accomplished, to get a mission accomplished. Because if those spies did not return back to Joshua, I don't think that the end result would be as victorious as it was. However, these people of Jericho feared the Israelites because of the rumors, because of the stories that they had heard about how God had his hand upon the children of Israel, how God had parted the Red Sea on their behalf, how God had done so many miraculous things in their lives that they feared just from hearing of the stories. They had never experienced or witnessed that. They just heard that the children of Israel had a God that they served that was powerful, that was mighty, and that any place that they went, they received victory. And so we see that these two spies had showed up in Jericho at Rahab's house, and Rahab was a prostitute. She was not a person of good standings at this time. She was not a person that um, um, people respected because of her livelihood, how she made her monies. However, she was a smart woman. She was in tune to what was going on with what was going to happen to Jericho, because she said in the text that she talked to the two spies and she said, "I know the Lord is going to give you this land just because of the reputation of your God." And I know I'm paraphrasing this. Um, there is a desire that we as people of God should want to do the will of God, should be in tune with the will of God. And apparently, regardless of her background, regardless of her occupation, she somewhere had tapped into the will of God, had become a part of the will of God, in that Rahab protected these two strangers that were of the children of Israel, that were believers of God. And if you read the entire passage, she wanted her whole family saved. And when we think about this passage of scripture and wanting our whole family saved, even in the midst of what she was dealing with, she wanted her whole family protected, because she knew that the God that the children of Israel served would do some great things, would conquer their land. So she wanted to be a part of this victorious experience. So I bring you greetings from the Second Baptist Church in Fairfield, Kentucky. I pray that you would join someone's Sunday school somewhere. God bless you.